I thought retirement was something that happened after, after the last day, after the farewell lunch, and after you turned the lights off and drove home one final time. I thought that's when things would start to shift, when life would open up and something new would begin. I was wrong. It started before any of that. It started quietly weeks ago, before I even realized it was happening. Before anything on the outside had changed, something on the inside already had. And I want to talk about that today because I don't think I'm the only one this has happened to. So if you've ever found yourself changing before the transition was even over, this one is for you. So grab something to drink and let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Glenda and welcome to Second Act Studio. I'm 64 years old, about a month away from retirement, and I have been documenting this journey in real time along with you. Not because I have everything figured out, but because I think so many of us walk through life's biggest transitions wondering if what we're feeling is normal. This channel is about those moments, the identity shifts, the unexpected moments, the quiet rediscovery of parts of ourselves that we thought we had left behind. If that sounds like a conversation you'd like to be a part of, I'd love to have you here. I've been in insurance and Medicare for a long time. Decades, years. And I've genuinely loved what I've done. I've loved helping people navigate some of the biggest decisions of their lives, and I still do. Nothing about that has changed. But somewhere over these last few weeks, as July 31st got closer, something else did too. One morning on my drive to work, I caught myself doing something I'd never done before. I was going through my normal mental checklist, my phone calls, my emails, follow-ups that needed to be done, the deadlines that I couldn't miss. And then almost out of nowhere, a thought quietly crossed my mind. How many more mornings like this are there? Not with sadness, not even with relief, just awareness. That's when it hit me. The transition doesn't start on your last day. It starts the moment you realize that your last day is coming. Then something else happened. I started paying attention to different things. I'd leave work, drive home, walk into my garden, and instead of seeing another project, I started seeing possibilities. I catch myself imagining where my easel would go, thinking about paintings that I wanted to finally create, videos that I have wanted to make for months now, books that I want to write, ideas that hadn't crossed my mind in years. Even this little garden I've been working on stopped feeling like landscaping. It started feeling like I was creating a place where my next chapter could unfold. And honestly, that surprised me, maybe just a little, because I thought retirement would come first. And then I'd slowly figure out who I was without my career. But instead, something inside of me already had begun to change. I've been an artist for most of my life. I owned galleries, created paintings, built a life around creativity. But careers, responsibilities, bills, life. All of those have a way of getting louder, not in a bad way, just louder. And somewhere along the way, that creative part of me got quieter. I thought I'd have to go looking for her after I retired. Instead, it felt like she had been waiting quietly right in the next room. And the moment I started walking toward that door, she walked out to meet me. That's when I realized I wasn't becoming someone new. I was remembering someone I have always been. This may be the biggest lesson that retirement has taught me so far. And I haven't even retired yet. I used to think transitions were neat and orderly. One chapter ends and another one begins. One door closes, another door opens. But that's not what this feels like. It feels like both chapters are open at the very same time. I'm still showing up for my clients. I am still doing work that I'm very proud of. I'm still honoring the career that's been such a big and important part of my life. And at the exact same time, I'm already dreaming about what's next. I have learned something beautiful in that. You can grieve something and still be excited. You can honor what you've been while becoming who you are meant to be next. You can hold gratitude for the life that you've lived while feeling hopeful about the life you're creating. And both things can be true. So if you're walking through a transition right now, whether it be retirement, an empty nest, a career change, a loss, a reinvention, and you feel like you are living in two worlds at once, you're not behind. You're not confused. You may actually be further along than you thought you were. Because here's what these last few weeks have taught me. The next chapter doesn't wait until you're ready. It begins quietly, long before the calendar says that it should. Maybe your heart arrives before your schedule does. And maybe that's what's been happening to me. And just maybe that's what's happening to you too. Tomorrow morning, I'll get up, I'll make my coffee, and I'll go to work. I'll do the job that I have been doing for years. But something inside of me already knows that my second act has already begun. Not because I left, but because I started becoming before anything on the outside had even changed. Something on the inside already had. And maybe that's where every new chapter really begins. If you're walking through a transition of your own, I hope these conversations remind you that you don't have to have it all figured out alone. This journey really is better with company. And I'm so glad that you're here. If you'd like to continue this journey with me, I'd love to have you subscribe. And if you're wondering what happens when you stop waiting to feel completely ready, I've linked another video that I think you'll really enjoy right here. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep believing that your next chapter might already be unfolding.